you doing? Reading, finishing.
Yeah,
Ulysses?
I had to finish. I
I
read all of Molly.
I was gonna
today.
read more, and then I was like,
Yeah.
Harold's gonna have so much to rant about. I should
No,
probably just
I finished.
Chill and let him rant. You finished the whole
Yeah.
thing. That's why you're taking so long.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well, I was,
crazy, bro.
I was up so early today. I fell asleep for a second too. Then literally, like, I had a dream. Like, I was meeting up with Matthias and Art and someone else, and they were talking about Ulysses, and I was in the kitchen, and I couldn't get back there. And then I woke up. I was like, I just woke up. I was like, I gotta go back in.
Yeah.
But
On the reading.
Yeah, to finish it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did.
Where'd you start this morning?
I was at the beginning of Molly. I read all of Molly today.
I read that. It's long.
It's long, yeah, and there's no,
long.
it
There's
just
no
goes
stops.
and goes and goes, and it's so
That's
dirty.
What I read most recently. It is.
It's
Pretty
crazy. She's talking about damn fucking jerking off with bananas, and fucking Blaze's fucking huge cock was coming 3 or 4 times, and
Dirty. Yeah.
Well,
I guess if you make it to that point, you could do whatever you want.
yeah, true.
That's
It's crazy.
That's how Joyce feels.
Did you read any of it?
I read that kind of recently. I was looking at the first couple chapters.
Yeah.
I was on. I was gonna go in a little more on Ulysses, and then I was like,
Yeah.
if we both try to talk about Ulysses,
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be like
it's gonna be fucking out of control. I figure I was going in more on some other stuff, but
this is like the first time I read it, I was like, kind of like shrug. Like, it's impressive, but this time I was blown away.
did you have any like major takeaways from it?
Well, I got to get everything.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking
I
about
know,
it,
I
right?
know.
But it's. I didn't realize how, this is pretty V code out in that it's
right.
we get a birth, we get a burial, and we get a marriage at the very end, right?
What's the birth?
The birth is Bloom goes to the maternity hospital because he's checking up on this lady, just this random, because he's
Okay.
kind of like benevolent about town, right? Like he goes to everyone's funerals, and he hears that this lady's having like her 9th kid, so he goes and checks up on her, and then he gets in with all the medical students are there, and they're having a party downstairs, and they're all fucking getting fucked up, and the whole chapter is like, that's the chapter where it's the development of English, and so he's parroting all a bunch of different styles,
Okay,
and
okay.
it starts out it's like totally incomprehensible, and
Yeah.
then he's messing around, and
Yeah.
Steven's getting all drunk in there, and that's when Bloom like starts watching over Steven. Is in that chapter, in the birth.
Penelope? No.
No,
it's
in
a
that
different
chapter where
birth
they go to the
chapter.
hospital, and
Okay,
it's the
okay.
birth.
What were you digging for? What were you trying to find? What was driving you?
Well,
That was funny. I saw your Substack. You're like
yeah.
telling your comedian friends you read Ulysses.
Oh, he goes,
Like,
"What are you trying to fuck a college
Yeah,
freshman?" Which was, but then I was like, if you want to fuck a college freshman now, you gotta have like, the dragon, fiery dragon dick, and with golden retriever vibes. That's the kind of stuff they're reading.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He was hating on. He was hating on Shakespeare, and he's reading his damn.
Who was?
This
Oh, this
comedian
dude
friend of
you're
mine.
talking
He's
to.
reading the Bob Woodward fucking book about the Trump to Biden transition. I was like,
Hilarious.
and he's deep in the book. I was like, who gives a I don't know.
Did anyone get your crazy ass?
I don't think so.
Yo, you spazzed on that. You're writing cryptic riddles.
Yeah, but you.
It's very
I just told you.
I
that,
know.
Right?
I knew it. I
Yeah.
knew it. You're writing cryptic. Yo, you're pushing the limits of. That's funny that he does get so crude at the end.
Yeah.
You just make it so entangled in the beginning. Like
Yeah, that if you
that's the level we're at where
Yeah.
we're like, you want to go deep,
Yeah.
you have to entangle your prose.
Yeah,
You have to create a
exactly.
thicket.
Well, that's what McDonald told you back in the day, right? Is make it obscure.
I made it obscure.
Yeah.
I made it linguistically obscure.
Yeah.
I made it obscure in a different way.
But it's crazy.
Okay,
Like,
go ahead.
if you get through fucking Circe, which is the fucking play,
Okay.
that shit's crazy, and there's so much stuff in there.
it,
that I
it
don't
was
really
hitting
get.
though. So what were you looking for? What were you taking from it?
I guess it was just like.
Or you just trying to make a point?
So no, I'm not trying to make a point.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
No, I was I was really
I'm
fucking
so
with this
contentious
book.
because you were an hour late.
Yeah.
Was you trying to? Oh, you think you're
Well, I
fucking
had to
sick now?
I couldn't come unprepared.
No, yeah, you got to come prepared.
And we ain't got nothing set in stone. I ain't a big shot yet. You know.
No, yeah, true.
You know, who knows?
No,
Who
no, I'm
knows?
just playing.
But
I'm just playing.
yeah. No, and this was like, I mean, there was a lot of things I was looking for.
Yeah.
And this really, to me, built off of what I was getting from Tristram Shandy, right? Which is, and I think like hardly anyone talks about Tristram Shandy and Ulysses linked up, but I think that's really like the
How?
book that this is playing off of.
Okay.
Because it's just the main force of what I was really interested in Tristram Shandy was Uncle Toby and his benevolence and his kindness and his forgiveness. And, you know, he got Bloom is kind of Uncle Toby walking around the whole city, right? He's kindly and benevolent, but he's also got this different aspect to him where he's got these dirty thoughts and he's kind of a little bit of a pervert, but he's just a regular guy. And he's trying to do his best to be good and be kind. And he's forgiven his wife for his transgression, right? He's forgiving Eve. That was one of the main forces of this
Joyce's.
book. Joyce
Bloom.
But
So that's one thing you're looking at, of course.
yeah, and I wanted to know, like, early on I was thinking this Ulysses thing, what it's like, apart from the tide of the Odyssey, like, I think that Ulysses is Ulysses because of the 26th canto of the Inferno. I don't think it's just Odysseus and that's his Latin name. I mean,
Right.
Joyce is obsessed with Dante. Like, he knows him well.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what is the boundary pushing thing? Like, what is this relation to Ulysses of the Inferno?
Okay.
And I think it's a book about fraudulent counselors.
Joyce's?
Ulysses. I think Ulysses is this book. Joyce's book is about fraudulent counselors, right? Because Dante's Ulysses is stuck in hell for his fraudulent counsel, like the serpent, right? And so we get an unfraudulent counselor here, which is Bloom.
Okay.
His words aren't leading anyone astray. They're not making you eat the apple. They're doing the opposite.
Yeah.
And in the center, and then he has the whole disquisition on Hamlet.
Yeah.
Right? I think that Joyce thinks Shakespeare is a fraudulent counselor. And people following his lead and the Catholic Church's lead are listening to fraudulent counsel. And what Stephen needs is a benevolent counselor to make him capable of writing a book like Ulysses. And that's his interaction with Bloom, right? His interaction with Bloom at the end is that now he has a real guide in some ways that's not leading him astray. That's being helpful, being kindly, and taking him in, giving him hot cocoa at the end, and they're just talking.
But
and
what's the
chatting.
boundary? What's he seeking?
Well,
writing the book?
I think
Who's his counselor? Vico?
Well, he has a lot of his counselors is himself. Really, it's Joyce, and that's who ends up being the real boundary pusher, right? It's Joyce who shipped off away from his fucking homeland and never returned.
So self-invention.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's self and you know, I was telling you about how at the middle of the book is the reference to Eve eating the apple, right? And she traded everything. And I think that in Finnegan's Wake too, right in the middle of Finnegan's Wake in Ulysses.
Yeah.
So I think everything Joyce is thinking a lot about Eve's sin and the creation. He's trying to create his own world.
Create his own world, self-invent himself.
He's his own father,
and
emerging out of the void.
Have a view towards forgiving Eve that's less severe than Shakespeare's. So that's why he's like talking about, you know, writing letters to Nora, talking about, you know, doing flatulation.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Stuff like that.
And Molly rips some fucking farts in the last one. And Bloom comes home and he
embracing the death.
Well, and
that's
one thing, and like, and another thing that Bloom's son and his father died, right? His father, his mom died, and his father couldn't take it anymore, so he killed himself, right? And every year, Bloom goes out to where his father was, somewhere else in Ireland, I think. I'm not sure where it was, to visit his grave.
Bloom or Daedalus? Bloom.
No, yeah, Leopold Bloom.
But Daedalus's mom died too, right?
Yeah, she did. Right? So that's another thing. Both of them are haunted by these deaths, by these ghosts like Hamlet.
Same with Hamlet, yeah.
But they react a lot differently to the ghosts than Hamlet does. Right? Bloom has like he's sad and he accepts the sadness.
Okay, so there's solutions to dealing with not having any paternity or
well, yeah, exactly.
any god.
Yeah, exactly.
Any
exactly.
preset thing to follow. There's solutions to how to invent yourself.
Well, yeah, and it's solutions to like
grief.
Yeah, and these maddening problems, these problems that can drive you crazy.
Death.
The
problem of
death.
Yeah.
And the woman who is fucking, who's Eve.
Yeah, and
right,
Eve.
which Hamlet can't deal with. He can't deal with death.
He doesn't even feel it.
No. You read Hamlet, didn't you?
No, I went. I've been going hard on Hamlet.
Tell me.
And Don Quixote.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Like, well, what's crazy about Don Quixote is like Don Quixote influenced me so much.
Yeah.
That like I had to just read everything. Like that's why I talk about Alvaro Mutis so much with that book. You know? But it's not Alvaro Mutis. It's like the 3 years I spent like only like I just be my box fan. I just read that. I read the whole thing in like a 2-week sitting.
Yeah. Well,
by myself. By myself
Yeah.
in the in this not recreation area on the border of Oregon and California. Like I just stayed there. It was just me and the camp. What's it called? The dude who runs a campsite.
Yeah.
But I just read it all through, and then like it was so. Well,
like that quote I sent you a couple weeks ago. It's like, how is this not a walk book epigraph? Right?
No, I mean, so what it is so it's like the question is like with the Bloom question of like self-invention, and the Bloom intro to that is like all about connecting to Hamlet. So it's like the reason why, one insight I had was that like the reason why Don Quixote and Hamlet represent these like leaps forward in like human consciousness represented in literature, right?
Yeah.
Which correlates to steps forward in human consciousness.
Yeah.
Because they both like one thing about Don Quixote and Hamlet is one of the first ways that a narrator can achieve a huge leap forward in consciousness. Think about the times when these are coming out and the types of novels that are out. Like you got Daniel Defoe, just like a journal of being like lurked up on the islands. Both of them read to the point that they go a little bit crazy. Yeah. Why does Don Quixote leave? He's reading so many books. He doesn't know. He invents his whole own self. Yeah. He becomes crazy. He goes, "Oh, I'm a knight now." And Bloom says, "You don't know how self-aware he is of what he's doing."
Yeah,
he says there's one chapter at the end where he does a mock Hades chapter.
Yeah.
And this conveys some self-awareness, but you don't know what is it? You don't know whether or not he's an idiot. Same with Hamlet. What does he do?
Oh, yeah.
He has
my God.
Listen, he has this crisis where his father dies, his mom betrays him and immediately starts sleeping with Claudius, his brother. You don't know how long she's been betraying him. The Eve problem. And what does he do? He reads a story about this. What is the story? It's the end of the Trojan War. Helen started the war. Achilles' son kills Priam, Pyrrhus. That's Achilles' son.
Yeah.
That's the end of...
I was reading that and I was like, why is Hamlet reciting these verses?
It's the archetype that Hamlet is reading that makes him go crazy. Because he understands this is his same situation.
Yeah.
Helen leaves to be with Priam or whatever. That starts the war. Priam's the king of Troy.
Yeah.
Achilles, they come in. His son, Pyrrhus, is the one they need to win the war.
Yeah.
He's the one who kills him at the end.
Oh,
and then
shit.
Hecuba's all crying.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's another part of it. This is the last. Remember the first time we did the Iliad?
Yeah.
And I was like, you read half of it. And I was like, yo, at the end, like this fool kills this fool.
Yeah.
And that's the last scene.
Oh, okay.
He kills the son of Achilles. Kills Priam.
Oh,
as
Pyrrhus.
revenge. Yeah, Pyrrhus.
It's Achilles' son.
Yeah.
And he
kills
as revenge.
It's revenge. It's the same situation.
Shit.
So basically, you have a
God.
character who reads a story, and then what does he do? He goes crazy. Just like Don Quixote.
Yeah.
You don't know whether he knows he's crazy or not. He's all going crazy by himself, talking to the goat, saying all kinds of fucking crazy, like, moody shit. And then his bros show up, and he's like, "What's up, guys?" And they're like, wow,
exactly.
this guy's so chill. He's so cool, right? Don Quixote, like, does he know he's an idiot?
Yeah.
So what does this mean? Like, the step forward in consciousness has to do with reading a book. Like, dude, anyway, that's what the what the walk book is. That's what Dante is.
Yeah.
He reads Virgil.
Yeah.
This is how you ascend in consciousness. How else could you understand your own life as a human evolving without reading another story about it and then turning that into a story?
Yeah.
That's what.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, but then obviously you're right. It's a way more severe view because I've been trying to ask that question, you know what I'm saying, of like, why does Hamlet represent like this huge leap forward, you know? And it's like, it has to do with the idea of our incarnation too. Like, he is the incarnation of like, it was like, it was funny. Some of the, I don't want to create a pod that I don't want to be, but some of the other stuff, you know, like the oversimplifying and stuff too, where it's like, you got to become he's like an incarnation of truth. And like, that means contradictions. All different. So it's like, that's why Whitman's the furthest step, because if you're the incarnation of everything and you see the truth of everything, like, you have to kind of not have a self or a strong sense of like good or you're this or you're that to cling to. So you kind of got to embody everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so for him, it's to a point where it's like, I mean, Ophelia part, like, well, he's like not even sad when Ophelia kills her. He's like, oh, you know, he's like post-moral.
Yeah.
He's a nihilistic self-inventor.
And I think part of like, I think one of his big frustrations is his reason why he's so mad at his mom. Like, when the ghost tells him, like, you got to get revenge on Claudius, the first thing he says afterwards, like, my fucking mom. Like, he's mad at his mom right away. And he's mad at Ophelia. And he's mad at, the whole to be or not to be speech seems like, I just think that he's frustrated with the whole act that women can create life. Like, a woman created him. He's not self-created. He comes out of that. And they have this power that they're using to do things like usurp his father, right? They're abusing this power of creation. So he's trying to abuse his own power of creation.
Yeah.
Right? He's trying to best that in a way that and leaves everyone fucking annihilated.
Right.
And Joyce is trying to best that power of creation by leaving everyone better off. Right? Showing, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. He has a more gentle vision. Bloom would stand Hamlet more, because I was listening to a lot. I read the whole Bloom thing. I was listening to like fucking so much Bloom on Hamlet. But he's like, the point about Hamlet is like, he has like he's all fucked up because like he sees both sides of everything. Like the epigraph, Bloom's always saying that the epigraph of like the Nietzsche of like, as soon as you start talking, you're lying.
Yeah.
Is like he sees the two sides of every situation.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of gets overwhelmed, and then he kind of just like self-annihilates. Like he's like, that whole part when he does the play or whatever, and like Hecuba, who's like the daughter of Priam, I think, or son, or woman's like fucking crying because he got killed.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't even know, you're lying. Like, everyone's like lying, like no one. And once you start trying, I don't know, he's like post everything. But I know, I mean, it's not a good effect that it has, for sure.
But that's interesting, because that's like, I think Bloom probably says, and Harold Bloom, it's funny talking about all the Blooms.
We keep doing this on the pod, where it's like Bloom this, Bloom that.
It's super confusing.
Yeah.
But I mean, Harold Bloom, that would be my name if I married Leopold Bloom.
True. Pause.
But
if I was Hamlet, I would be like, pause. But if I was Bloom, I'd be like, all right,
okay, I can see that.
Do you, bro?
Well, see, that's that's funny. Like Hamlet's artistic temperament is that he sees both sides of everything, and that's the artistic temperament, right?
Well, that's.
But he can't accept that. He needs like something else. He needs some truth out of that.
Mm-hmm.
He can't accept the ambivalence. Maybe. You think that's right?
Yeah.
But what does he do? He goes like OD on the language. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He does some epic rants.
He does some epic rants.
I mean, but the point is not. Yeah, I think the point is not to create a character that's like a good model to follow. It's not about creating characters like a good model to follow. Like the impact of the character in a literary context is to evolve humanity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, if you're like, this is bad. You're bad.
Yeah.
Does everyone agree? Yeah, let's not read it. And you're bad.
Yeah.
And other people go like, that seems weird that
Yeah.
you guys are all really psyched to call a thing bad but not look at it.
Yeah.
It might take years. Well, what is that? Why are they then gradually people start evolving, right? So it's not just about presenting a good character, good model.
Okay. This is not
Because Hamlet's not a real person.
Yeah. What?
You know what I'm saying though?
No, but I know what you're saying, and now I got to clarify.
Yeah.
Because I realize
what?
Bloom, Leopold.
Right, too much autofiction, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Leopold's not like what's Joyce is evolving consciousness in a way past Hamlet because he's seeing the full scope here.
Right.
Bloom is not like, I don't mean he's good in the sense like he's Mr. Upright Citizen. You see him fucking jack off looking at some girl because he sees her damn bloomers on the beach.
True.
And then he's thinking afterwards, after he does it, he's thinking, man, and she limps off. He's like, I'm glad I didn't see that she had a limp before I jacked off, right? so he's...
Yeah, it's not moral. It's not a moral
It's not a moral
good.
thing. It's just like this accepting attitude to all these different turns of life.
Sure.
Right? Molly at the end, we
Robust
fucking
worldview.
like her.
Yeah.
It's a step further from even how robust Hamlet's worldview is and his capacious consciousness. This is a step up.
Yeah.
Because we're including all the fucking dirty fucking grime and death, and it's the stars. And we got room for everything in our conception of the world. We got room for fucking Eve is shoving bananas in her pussy and she's jerking off and she's farting and she wants to fuck the guy with the big cock, but she loves Bloom,
No, I mean that's very much the wave of, 1922.
Yeah.
Right? After World War I.
Yeah.
Going into World War II. That is the fucking glowed new vision. The form is so OD.
Yeah.
That like you gotta fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's 2022.
Okay.
It's 2025.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know. I just think,
what do you mean?
No, I just mean like, like it's got to, I feel like we're actually putting our finger on like continuing that trajectory of and thinking about the book as like a statement of like I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are identifying or whatever. It's just how we're thinking about it. I just think I don't know. I guess I just read the first 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Like 2.5, but I was just kind of like, bro, I fuck with you, but like, bro, it's OD, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna? Because obviously the form of it is a representation of your worldview too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
like,
that's true.
I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, you really. Yeah, are you being accepting to all the readers?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just think, and maybe I'm reacting a little bit to some other stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But like, and just like kind of clarifying my vision.
Okay.
But I just think like the worldview.
You're saying like
I'm just saying.
You're saying, and I think this is something plenty of his peers charge him with is like, okay, you're Mr. Accepting. How come nobody can read your damn book?
Yeah, it's not a. I don't like. I'm just trying to say what I want to do.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
No, I'm just saying like having like a clear flow or like an orientation, obscuring things. There's like a static. I don't know. There's a static quality to just
obscuring
Joyce's whole
things.
mode a little bit. I feel like a little bit.
Yeah.
Like now. I
Yeah.
don't know. Things hit differently at different times.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bro, I tapped out.
Yeah.
But then I've been going hard on the Karenina too.
And I mean that's a clear
yeah, but
flow.
it's too clear.
Yeah, it's too clear.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm digging again. I'm going again.
Yeah.
So I'm just like spitting. I'm just going Nietzsche mode. I'm just like tasting things, spitting them out. Or I'm just like, But no. I think I don't know why I'm taking this stance. But I think
it's interesting.
I think that you're articulating it well. But he's also wild for that. Like his flow, sometimes I'm like, bro, it's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
It is completely wild. There's some things here that it was like, I pointed out some things that it was like so clear. Like Faulkner was reading this. Like there's something in the Wandering Rocks where it's like love and hate are just words. They're just like figure. And
oh my God.
Like exactly what fucking Addie
what
says.
Yeah.
And then it goes into I'm gonna get it when it goes into the.
I didn't read it. I'm being like a Substack nerd.
Well, no, this is good. I need some pushback because you're doing this to me because I was late.
I'm punishing you, dude. I'm like Hamlet. You're like Bloom. You're like, it's all good, bro. Here's some beers. I'm like, nothing is true. Nothing is real. Probably everyone's gonna fucking die.
See, that's
bro,
this is Hamlet.
I'm cruel, dude. Yeah, I got a little cruel, dude.
Well, it's so funny how he.
Then the next second, I'm all cheerful.
No, but what's so interesting about Hamlet is like just how powerful he's so like compelling that Polonius. Every speech of Polonius, it's like, oh my gosh, this phrase has made it into just like so many of the shit he says is just like popular.
I know,
like an idiom now. Like everything
Infinite jest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Hamlet makes Polonius seem like a fucking old idiot. Polonius is giving everyone advice, and he's like wise, and Hamlet just makes him seem like a total fool, and he's embarrassing him because he's just like. Fuck you, old man.
And he kills him by accident.
Yeah, that's right. He kills.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Shit. Well, I'm on Act 3. I just started Act 3.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
go on.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, hate, love. Those are just names. Rudy. He thinks of his son Rudy, who died. Soon I am old. He said. But wait, where's the? But yeah, so you didn't like the first couple chapters?
No. I mean, dude, I'm just having, man's got to have his patriarchal moments, dude.
This is
patricidal moments.
This is like Vardaman. He goes, it's the dude who gets buried today is Patty Dingham, right? And this is his son, little Patty Dingham. He's like 12 or something like that, and he's singing. Never see him again. Death, that is. Pa is dead. My father is dead. He told me to be a good son to Ma. I couldn't hear the other things he said, but I saw his tongue and his teeth trying to say it better. Poor Pa. That was Mr. Dingham, my father. And it's like that it's obvious. Faulkner took all that.
Yeah.
But don't you think to have that consciousness level up, you got to be doing something OD with language and form.
To have that conscious, you got to do something OD with language and form.
Like I guess Don Quixote is pretty easy to read. In a certain respect.
Well, I mean, you could do something OD with language and form, but if you trying to do a consciousness level up, and ain't nobody taking the level up. Ain't no one gonna level up, bro. Like, no, I mean.
No, people read Ulysses.
I really like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like for the time, I'm like, we need a new.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just like every.
No, but.
I'm Christ. Like how many writers just like be writing stuff and they're just like, but I'm Christ now.
Yeah. So what is the consciousness level up now? Can you describe it to me abstractly?
Okay, so I mean I'm really I really like this idea of the consciousness level up involving a character that has a relationship to literature that allows him to understand his life. It's about heightened levels of self-consciousness.
Yeah.
That means consciousness of yourself, or like thoughts about like and then by having this relationship to literature in a character, then it allows you to not teach but become an incarnation, or not teach or not proselytize but become an incarnation of your of your truth, of the complexity. Like that's why Whitman's the next step.
Okay.
Because Whitman is everybody.
Yeah.
He's not doing a formal presentation.
Yeah.
He's living. His whole shit is everything. He's this. Contradictions. If you embody contradictions, like it allows humans to understand their like. Bro, look at it. Look how unevolved. Look how humans are today. Bro.
Yeah.
They think, oh, good, bad, this. That.
Yeah. Yeah.
On some level, that's what these archetypes represent. You know? And then also like being able to hold that, humans are these, incredibly vast, like multifaceted, and then we're just dust. Like that's what. Like
that's Joyce.
That's
Ulysses.
Exactly.
That's
Hamlet.
Ulysses.
That's Hamlet. Like
exactly,
that's with the Yorick. With his,
exactly.
Alex, and exactly. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's what the fucking
and he fucking
and the shitting is right.
Joyce loved Whitman. Joyce loved Whitman.
Yeah. While he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess talk about the multifaceted.
Yeah.
Complete array.
Yeah.
Forms.
Yeah.
Because he's doing the
exactly.
I can't think of the word. The damn.
But. To be able to include, to be able to really include everything, like the way he changing up the form every chapter,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
When you're changing up the form in the language, you're including new things the whole way through.
Yeah.
I get like, and honestly, those first couple chapters are different than the rest of the book. Like the book becomes something as it goes along.
Exactly. I know.
And this is I know you're just mad because I'm late.
I'm not mad, bro.
No,
I'm not mad. I've just been reading too much Hamlet, dude. I'm just feeling very broody and menacing, dude. Like some bad shit's gonna happen and be like, I don't even care, bro. like bros, then your bro's like, let me fucking kill myself too so I can come with you. He's like, no. You got to write about me when I die. Take his shit.
Exactly.
He crazy.
No, Hamlet is crazy.
Yeah,
well,
but no. Okay, exactly. Is he? And then also being able to show, like, you have to be certain things. You have to present yourself as certain things in order to chart an evolution.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the whole thing. Like the arc he takes in the play is like. From scene to scene, and then obviously like Bloom is big on the big Act 5,
Yeah.
Where he goes on this, he has a literal sea change. He like goes back to he's like getting sent to England, but then he like tricks him and like sends his friends off instead and comes back, and that's when everything goes crazy, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah. Should I synopsize it? I don't know.
Yeah. Keep talking.
Yeah, because it's like he comes back from like boarding school or whatever. His father. You said the beginning of it, but his dad dies, and then his mom immediately gets with his dad's brother, and then we know this part. The ghost of his dad comes and starts telling him to get revenge. You said this on a previous pod.
Yeah,
but then he reads. Then he's reading the play that like is first of all it's like retelling the story of Troy.
Yeah.
And then that gets his like idea in his head, and then like he gets sent away. Where we left off is like, and then that's when Ophelia he's like all cryptic and weird to Ophelia, and there's all those famous lines from it too. Like it's crazy. It was like crazy running it back.
But
wait, and then she kills herself.
Yeah.
And then while he's sent off to go to England.
Yeah.
But then he like does a switch up and sends his like Guildenstern and Rosencrantz, his friends. Instead, he comes back, pulls up, then he's like at the graveyard, and Ophelia, his girl who killed,
she's getting buried.
She's getting buried, and then that's the whole thing with Horatio.
Yeah.
Who he didn't have a dad either. Like his dad was all cold to him.
Yeah.
And then he was raised by the dude Horatio. And then he sees his skull.
Yeah.
and that's what
Yorick.
Yeah. My bad. Horatio's his friend, Yorick, and then he goes to the mom, and then he's like, and he's all like, he kind of confronting her, and then like, he thinks he hears Claudius behind a curtain, but it's damn Polonius, and he stabs through the curtain, and it's Polonius. And he accidentally kills Polonius. And then that's when shit starts going haywire.
Fucking Polonius and then
he's going to duel damn Laertes. And then everything goes, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's poison, everyone fucking dies. But then right at the end, Horatio tries to go with him, and he's like, no, you got to write about me. Someone's got to tell the story. So he drinks the poison that he was going to drink. Right?
Yeah. Wait, I just had something here.
But what does that mean? If you're like reading these stories and like ascend, you know, and then that's evolving, but then like the same tragedies happen that you're reading.
Yeah. Well,
what does that mean, bro?
It's because of this attitude here, where he goes. It goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. Right? It's a sterile. There's nothing fertile on this earth. The most excellent canopy, the air. Look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire. Why it appeareth nothing to me but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapor. He hates the world. What a
no. Wait, run it back.
Well, okay. This most excellent canopy, the air. Look you, this brave.
Wait. Just pause real quick.
Yeah.
Remember what I'm saying? How like you read the literature.
Yeah.
Like both these characters read the literature. Like Don Quixote reads a knight errantry, and then he becomes like, he's like, I'm a knight errant.
Yeah.
Now. This is how factful literature is.
Yeah.
And then he reads the fucking war revenge story, and then he fucking war revenge story happens. Now we're having conversation. I was just reading Hamlet. You're all reading Bloom. You're like, look at this, bro. And you're all, I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
No,
dude, what?
Seriously.
Go ahead.
No.
I didn't sleep in a long time.
This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave overhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire. Why it appeareth nothing to me but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. Right? So the world is just a foul
He's
and
able
pestilent.
to hold the reality of death in existence. And he and
is he
Shakespeare,
though?
this just I mean it's reality. Alexander the Great going to turn into a rotting thing. You know, he's not able to get clouded by the visions of.
But wait,
and what happened?
Let me finish this.
Okay, but what happened?
Yeah.
His dad and his son just died.
Yeah.
Right. This is a character who's holding the reality of death. Keep going.
What a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form
this is
and
exactly
moving,
what I was quoting.
how express and admirable in action, how like an angel in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. He's saying all that ironically. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights me not, nor woman either, though by your smiling you seem to say so. He says this to his friends who ends up roasting his friends.
Right. That's
killed.
what I was trying to quote.
Yeah.
I was saying... You remember earlier?
Yeah.
I was like, humans are these infinite, vast, but then we're also just fucking dust.
Yeah, but
he's not, you know.
So to me, what it looks like is he's saying, all these things are, and what is to me this quintessence of dust? It don't matter. Fuck
it's
humans.
It's a nihilistic reaction to it.
And
but
Joyce, I think, has a positive reaction to it.
But
that's what I'm trying to say.
He marks the step of being able to hold the consciousness of both simultaneously.
Okay, yeah.
In the time.
Yeah.
And a character that represents that. Mm-hmm. Right? And in that early stage of that understanding, to be able to acknowledge both the near angelic divinity, ability to hold divinity that humans have compared to any other animal.
Yeah.
And the fact that we dust.
Yeah.
The reaction, the young reaction to that and the evolution of, of the invention of the human is like, fucking, I hate everything. Yeah. Fuck all this. But then Joyce takes it to another level. He's like, no, we are that, like, look, I'm writing this, I'm making the Sistine Chapel right now, but Nora, like, yo, come here, we're also farting and shitting.
Yeah.
Right? We're also compost.
Yeah.
Right?
So
being able to hold both of them.
Yeah, so you accept my position.
Yeah.
But so
It's an evolution.
Yeah, it is an evolution, but yeah, he goes, this is Molly talking about Bloom. And other people say Bloom like will go on and on about a subject, like he's fucking good. Goes in, and she goes, met something with hoses in it, and he came out with some jawbreakers about the incarnation. He can never explain a thing simply the way a body can understand.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
That's her talking. That's Nora talking about Joyce.
Oh.
He
That's Molly, though?
Yeah, that's Molly saying that.
Wow.
And earlier she says, "Oh, Rocks, give it to us in plain English."
Yeah, give us in plain English. But what is he talking about? Incarnation.
Yeah, exactly.
Incarnation.
Incarnation. But
damn, I gotta run it back, dude.
No, it's
I have
actually
to run it back.
good.
No, I mean,
No,
of course it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's like
I'm
reading everything. Like, I mean, it was also crazy, like, just how far I've been on my like Vico shit, and like, you know, just understanding that I didn't really, just understanding that like Trojan War element of Hamlet. Like, I wouldn't have got that before.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
Is that your insight that Hamlet's playing off that reading that book?
No, I mean,
Bloom, that's kind of
says something like that in the Don Quixote intro, you know.
Yeah,
but I mean, obviously, like, I mean, that's what the walkbook is.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
And that's what all my books are about. They're about reading, changing your life, changing yourself, self-inventing yourself through a relationship to reading, and then your whole life is a performance of it.
Well, this is what I was kind of. I was kind of
crazy when your influences are in your bones, and
you're
just an incarnation of your influence.
Yeah.
You don't realize it, and you read it 10 years later, and you go, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
But this is something I was trying to like. I was sketching my Substack where I was talking about autofiction and the relationship of literature to life.
Yeah, it was a sick one.
But it's just like, and the autofiction thing is, someone was reading my book now, like a comic I know, and he was like, this is autofiction-y stuff. I write different stuff. It's a comic who's trying to write fiction.
Your Tropicalia?
Yeah. And I was like, what do you think? Like that,
bro. Yo.
First of all,
people are.
But obviously, people don't know what autofiction even means. It's
you're not. Yeah. People are just. Yo, it's so funny, dude. It's so funny. Shit is getting like so funny.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
What I mean,
Joyce, Bloom, not Hamlet.
Yeah.
Bloom, love, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, they
love,
part of the
love.
ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. They're over
they
there.
Little creatures like good, bad, no,
yeah,
no.
Well, yeah,
no.
Yeah. See,
why would I read? Like, what are you doing? You going around saying things are good? Like, you make something or tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Don't just say. Like,
yes.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Yo, here's another thing. When I want to understand something, like literature, there's no middleman in literature.
Yeah.
Unless you're
yes,
yeah. And you need to like listen to people, or I don't know. I don't know. I just think this is the most intellectually self-disrespectful stance to take.
Yeah.
Like, and to express it is astonishing.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, thanks for telling me that sucks, so I don't have to read it.
Yes.
What do you do? What do you like? I don't listen to any. Okay, I mean, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they still operating in like a pre-Iliad like consciousness, you know what I'm saying, where they kind of just like, they're like cave, shelter, like they have no sense of self, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna listen to that. What team are you on? Are you on the team? Like, I never listen to anybody else.
Yeah.
Like if I'm interested in it, I fucking read it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have an experience.
If you want to know what a book says, read the book.
Yo.
If you want to know what it says, read it. It's there. You want to know what's in Ulysses? Read Ulysses. You want to know what's in Fuckboy? Read Fuckboy, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's like who are But fuck, I got.
What do you want to get it mediated by small minds? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
The digest mediated.
Oh my god.
There's good mediators. Harold Bloom is a great mediator. But
Yeah. No. Yeah. But also.
But also.
No.
He
He's not.
He doesn't say anything good is good or bad when he's talking about it.
No. When you read. No. When you read Harold Bloom.
Yeah. He's not a
Hamlet,
mediator. You're right.
You want to fucking read
exactly
Hamlet.
Because he's putting it into different contexts.
Yeah,
he's telling you how rich it is.
He said something in the lecture like, and no, he's telling you what it is.
Yeah.
You're not telling me what it is.
Yeah.
You're saying I'm not.
This is stupid.
Yeah,
this is. I don't get.
This is dumb. What
yeah.
But Bloom's saying stuff like this. It's one line from Hamlet. Like right after he had like triple bypass.
Yeah.
He's giving a lecture. He's like, it's one line from Hamlet. I think about this all the time. I sometimes, and I'm 74 now. I'm gonna die soon.
Yeah.
I listen to this line, and I can't really sleep anymore. But when I can't sleep, I listen to this line where Hamlet says something. Oh, this keeps me up every night. I can never sleep because we're dust and nothing.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That's Bloom's
that's my
exact
Bloom
demeanor.
impression.
That's his demeanor. It's good,
bro. You filled with spirit. You filled.
Yeah.
I can feel myself evolving, bro. I can feel myself evolving.
Yeah, exactly. It's what is literature to you?
Yeah.
Right? Is it this? For some people, I don't know what it is. It's this game, this like good or bad, like what this clout accumulation, what is it? Like, but that is alien to me. That whole aspect of it.
But
That's
it is,
completely
and it's alien
to
to literature, and I wouldn't have even known about that if you hadn't told me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you know what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
But it is alien. It is alien.
Yeah, it's like that's. Yeah.
No, it's good though. It's good because sometimes the evolution is by opposites.
But no, this is good. This is good conceiving of it in terms of an evolving consciousness. But this is right because the way I felt after reading this book is like, and the way you feel after reading Hamlet too is like, how can anyone write without these books in mind? How can you write without the steps of evolving consciousness in mind? If you want to go past it, you got to know that it exists, right?
Yeah, I mean you can, but you ain't gonna evolve no consciousness, and that's what helps humanity go forward.
Yeah, you. What do you mean?
You can write without thinking of that, but then
exactly.
And that's not part of. That's like a different.
Yeah,
but I do think this, on a really specific level, like Bloom saying all these things about the incarnation of the truth of all.
Harold.
Yeah, Bloom. And these kind of like vague lines, but like, and I kind of already said it, but I do think that like, and same with Joyce, but like on a practical level, like the ability to lead through the reader through often uncomfortable contradictions. I mean, same with your shit, dude.
Yeah,
obviously, but that's a tangible representation of what that means.
Yeah, to
be able to lead, surprise, ambivalence,
for sure,
contradiction.
Yeah,
and then when you can create part of what he talks about a lot with the Hamlet is like man's like leaves and goes back to sea, and then he pulls up an Act 5, which is act added later. Yeah. So it represents like a later evolution of Shakespeare himself.
Yeah,
and then he's like, look at him when he comes back. He's like chill now, but like kind of more menacing.
Yeah.
Like the character shows contradictions, and that's those are the type of things that are unpalatable to people in the moment. When you show stark contradictions, because they right? you gotta things that fit into a category of a thing that's really easy. That's what's palatable and gone like the wind.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's like it's easy to live with Hamlet now, and it's easy to live with the contradictions of Ulysses now because it's so embedded into the culture.
Years. They weren't printing that.
They were fucking arresting people for printing it in magazines. That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, this guy, it's like,
look at this. Look at the pendulum of that, though. The crassness of that with the architecture.
Yeah.
What the
what do you mean?
I'm talking about Ulysses. The crassness of the smut. Yeah. And the architecture of this book.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Look at that. Look at the range of that pendulum.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the time, it was so shocking. But what is that now? Like, what is the pendulum like? What is the upsetting what is the low smut?
Yeah, yeah.
Of 2020.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. How can you shock people?
Centennial, literal centennial.
How can you build
literal centennial drop?
How can you build a cathedral with the shock inside? Exactly. Right, that's what you're doing. You're building. Exactly. You're inviting people into your enormous cathedral,
exactly.
And then they're gonna see something that's gonna fucking shake their bones.
Yeah.
And it's like, you these dorks. It's like you would like some of these dorks writing about their little books and stuff. They would have read Ulysses and been like, "This is vulgar. This is a bunch of crap."
But
like,
that's what makes it.
But that
also. Yeah, explaining a thing is a good way to write about. Yeah. People are just on different concepts.
Yeah. Whatever.
That's why whatever.
And they're accepted into our robust worldview.
Yeah, exactly. They're accepted. Honestly, it gets more and more amusing.
Yeah.
But
so
like
what?
No, I was just revisiting the Don Quixote and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, and just so many. I mean, people still rant. Like, is anyone familiar with the term picaresque?
Yeah.
I'm just curious if anyone's heard of that.
I don't think so. Has
anyone, you know what I'm saying?
You don't hear about that too often.
No,
yeah.
It's just funny. It's like people don't like.
Well,
try explaining a text. Damn, this mic is all fucked up, dude.
Yeah, which one? Yours?
Coming in and out. It's always mine. But whatever. I'm yelling pretty loud. You could probably hear.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be all right. So tell me about Anna K's Too Clear. You said.